And welcome back to Late Night Lately, the late night show. I'm your host, Chad White. If you didn't know, this is the late night show for the website, cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. Here we are, episode 31. I'm doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. And if you can also hear my pets eating, you'll know it's 5:30 p.m. and it's time for them to have their dinner because they were pissing me off. Bothering me over here. My God, I can't get work done anymore. In fairness, I should have had this done hours ago. Also, I still have to do yoga. I have like an hour of yoga planned. Ugh, what a time. There's no monologue this week, mostly because I didn't feel like it. But we do have a lot of stuff to talk. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm thinking this is the last episode for a couple of weeks. I think so. Because I am unsure if late night shows are going to be off, because I know they will be off for the week of July 4th, which is week after next. I'm unsure if they will be off next week as well. He is the loudest drinking dog, just lapping up water. And I don't know how to edit audio, so I don't know how to edit audio. So who knows? This might be the last episode for 2 weeks, and then mid-July we'll come back, or there might be an episode. There might be an episode next week. We'll see. This is the period of time in the summer when shows just disappear, because Kimmel will be gone. I think this might be his last week until September. And then, if Decency and Miro are still on, they'd be off for the entire summer. No, go away. They'd be off for almost the entire summer. If Trevor Noah was still on, he'd be off from July until October, which would stink. But the guest host list for Kimmel was just announced. Let's talk about that. Yeah. Let me go to that. Let me find the guest host list for Kimmel. Just search Kimmel in the email. Okay, I will just Google it. Kimmel guest hosts. All right, this comes from the Hollywood Reporter. Written by Lacey Rose, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and more Jimmy Kimmel Live summer guest hosts revealed. Yeah, okay. Martin Short is going to be the host for the week of June 24th, or he'll start June 24th. Interesting. Anthony Anderson, Catherine Hahn, Kumail Nanjiani, and Lamorne Morris are among other guest hosts to follow Short. Wow. This is crazy. I definitely... It started in 2020. That's when that happened. Okay, I guess I have to add this to the list now. Kimmel guest host. I'll change it at some point. There you go. Anyway, so the guest hosts are on their way over to Jimmy Kimmel Live. So the last time we have seen him will have been the night before this episode has gone up. Anyway, I always like the guest hosts. I feel like it is a little bit of stunt casting, but it does feel because there's just a lot of... Sometimes the people aren't funny. Sometimes they're naturally funny. I think Anthony Anderson is a great host, and I feel like he would be a natural choice for taking over Kimmel's slot. Or maybe, if ABC, if we were in a time when late night was still thriving, then Anthony would get his own show after Kimmel somehow. What is that noise? What is this noise? What's going on? Why is this making... Okay. And then you have a comedian like Kumail Nanjiani and people like Lamorne Morris who are naturally funny. But then, if you get Ryan Reynolds, it's... Not I'm saying he's not funny. I saw If. It was fine. Don't kill me. Okay, let's go on. I don't know how long I've been recording. Apparently, I didn't start the friggin' timer. Ugh. Chad. I'm 5 minutes in. This one comes from Rick Porter over at The Hollywood Reporter. The Daily Show going live with Jon Stewart at political conventions. We knew this is going to happen, and obviously this is the right choice. After the debates next week on June 27th, I believe that's the day, both The Daily Show and Colbert's Late Show will be live to cover what happened at the debates. But this is somewhat of a tradition for The Daily Show, where they go to the debate, not debate, excuse me, where they go to political conventions for these presidential election years. So July 18th for the Republicans in Milwaukee, and August 22nd for the Democrats in Chicago. That's where you'll see the live episodes. Stewart is going to host those live episodes, and they will be at the end of the weeks. The end of the week for those weeks. Ronnie Chang, Jordan Klepper, Michael Costa, and Desi Lydic will be on hand at both convention sites. Dulce Sloan, Lewis Black, Troy Awada, Josh Johnson, and Grace Klunenschmidt are also going to be doing stuff too. They have venues for those shows. That makes sense. The Daily Show is going to film at Marcus Performing Arts Center in Milwaukee from July 15th to the 18th, which is a few blocks from the RNC at the Pfizer Forum, and then in Chicago from August 19th to the 22nd. They're going to be at the Athenaeum Center for Thought and Culture on the city's north side, which is a few miles from the DNC site at the United Center. You can get tickets to both right now. Yes, I was right. Colbert's Late Show is going to be the only other one doing it. People really enjoy these live shows on site that the Daily Show can do, and I feel in terms of late night, this is the only show. This is the only show that does it and can do it well. Imagine if, I would say, let's take Seth Meyers' late show and or late night rather, and Colbert's Late Show. Those are the two most political outside of, in terms of most political for late night, it would be the Daily Show, Late Show, and then Late Night. Those shows would not, the latter two shows would not work at RNC or at DNC. I mean, maybe at a DNC, but definitely not RNC. The Daily Show, I think, is able to float between right on that balance beam for the coverage of both shows, and because it's more political, and quite frankly, I think you can't interview Jesse Plemons while you're at the RNC. I don't know how he votes, just saying. But I really like when the Daily Show goes on the road like this, because it works, and it takes it out of their element of New York, of being kind of New York elite comedy. These elitists, how dare they? Oh no, I went into a New York accent. I think it's this is going to be a very fun year, especially with Stewart coming back. I just watched an hour-long interview. If you can go to the Daily Show YouTube channel, and it was uploaded on June 6th, I believe. June 6th. It's called A Conversation with the Daily Show. And it's Jon Stewart, Ronnie Chang, Jordan Klepper, Desi Lydic, and Michael Costa all talking to, I'm going to open up the video, and I'm going to click on the pause button. They're all talking to entertainment journalist Matt Belloni. To discuss Jon Stewart's return, and also what working at the Daily Show in this day is like. And it's a very good conversation. It's very not, I guess it's pertinent to now, which is what the Daily Show is. You miss episodes of the Daily Show, and it seems as though you're just missing news of the day. And I get that people say, "Oh, I watch the Daily Show to catch my news," but it just, if I miss a monologue from 2 days ago, then I'm not going to go back and watch it. To me, anyway. Daily Show is firing on all cylinders. I like that show. I've watched it for years, and I think it's great. Anyway, this next one comes from the New York Times, written by Jason Zinnemann. He's talking to Conan O'Brien, and the article is called "Conan O'Brien Doesn't Matter." And it's a wide-ranging spectrum of a conversation that covers, again, if you're a Conan fan, you've heard this 10,000 times. It covers everything from him leaving late night in 2021 to doing podcasting to the late night fight that he had with Leno. And I think this is a very great piece that covers all of that, but then also introduces some new things. I think if you're going to tell these stories over and over and over again, yes, we've known Conan for this long, and now let's find a different side of him, because what Jason writes in here does cover a little bit of this, the more not self-effacing, but the more downtrodden side of Conan, and how he's been more reflective. Here's a quote here about life and death, given to philosophical flights of fancy that he compulsively alternates with comic tangents. And now if you, I think I didn't watch Conan O'Brien Must Go. I think that's what it's called. I didn't watch that. At some point I will put it on. I just hate it when he talks to fans. Because I hate fans. I do. But I'll watch it. Maybe I'll put on an episode after The Boys tonight. The Boys. I remember I was gonna do. Last night I saw a commercial for The Boys, and I said, when I record the Constitutionals, I have to do that joke in quotes, and I didn't do it. Anyway, Conan. But this piece that follows Conan, there are hints that he does miss the TV sphere, and it makes sense because that's where he was birthed, and that's where, or at least the, not the TV sphere, not just the TV sphere, but the TV and the TV adjacent sphere. Because when he made his appearance on Hot Ones, a video I still have not seen, I don't like that show, and I don't think Sean Evans is a good host, and I just don't like it. I used to. That's not to say I didn't like it. I used to. I just grew out of it. There's a lot of things I used to like, and then I stopped liking them. But now I'm having a little bit more retrospective, and I'm coming back to them slowly. And you know what? I may not like them ever again, but I can look back and go, there was a time I liked it, then I hated it, and now I'm just ambivalent towards it. Childish Gambino. Donald Glover. What else? Let me just keep burning bridges. Fairly Odd Parents. Yeah. I watched an episode 2 weeks ago. One of the newer ones that I had not seen. I think I stopped right before, I think the season that he got that dog, the talking dog. I think I'm out. And not because of the talking dog, because I've done the research. I know people don't like the talking dog. This is a late night show. I know people don't like the talking dog, but I just grew tired of the zaniness of that show. I like cartoons, but let's put some more jokes in it. I just watched the Big City Greens movie. It's wonderful. Okay, anyway. Let's move on. So Conan appears in the Hot Ones, and even though I haven't watched it, there were clips, going about, and it was, I would say, probably one of the most popular videos on the internet of the past year. And it felt like, even as somebody who has not watched it again, it felt like this was something, just hearing about it, it felt like this was something that Conan has missed. Something that what Colbert in this piece says, that Conan is able to strike the goodness between, cartooniness and smart comedy and dumb comedy. He's able to make something stupid, but also great for even the Harvardiest of smartest people to enjoy. You know, and again, for someone who's never seen Conan O'Brien Must Go, I do know it was popular enough to get a second season. Conan misses being in front of a camera, and that's what. And yes, the podcast is great, and it really helps him get out there on a weekly basis to his audience. But the audience, he plays well in front of an audience, and there's something to that. And I wish that besides Conan O'Brien Must Go, he would return to TV or to video in some facet, because these podcast things are hitting for me. The thing is, again, I know I've mentioned this before, I wish Team Coco would split off its YouTube channel into like just a Conan channel for all the old videos and a podcast channel, so that I can unsubscribe from the podcast channel and just have all the old videos. There are 2 Conan O'Brien YouTube channels on YouTube that are just his old videos, and even stuff that aren't available on Team Coco. And I would rather watch stuff there than have to go to, you know, Team Coco and see, oh, here's a 10-minute clip from Where Everybody Knows Your Name. Yes, I like Ted Danson. Yes, I like Woody Harrelson. I just don't care about another podcast. Anyway, Jason continues to talk about the Hot Ones thing, and he really reasserts exactly everything I just said. The half hour earned more than 10 million views and sparked an impromptu retrospective of his career with comedy bits from decades ago circulating on social media. Conan O'Brien trended for days. There was a clownishness and a commitment that is hard to imagine any other late night host pulling off. He takes giant swings, swigging the entire bottles of hot sauce while becoming increasingly unhinged. He has adopted a swaggering idiot persona. I'm reading a paragraph backwards. Hilariously taunting the host. Let's say his name, Sean Evans. Don't say the host. The guy is as big as his show, even though I don't like his interview style. This is like Conan. He sold his soul to SiriusXM for $150 million, but this is like, there's something missing in his life, and I think I feel like he knows that he's missing this video aspect in his life, and there's something that he can really work towards if he just kind of reinvigorated that somehow. I think this is a very good piece, and you should definitely read it yourself, because it even covers the monorail episode of The Simpsons, which I love The Simpsons to death. Season 4 was a TV set that I had. That was my first Simpsons DVD, and I used to watch it all the time. I'm sick of people talking about the monorail episode. I'm sick of people talking about season 4. I can't even go back and watch season 4 right now. That's very true. Very true. Unless it's airing on FX, I never watch season 4 because I've seen it so many times. Now, that being said, when it's on FX and I'm cooking or something, and I can just quote, I can just do a whole episode. I can write down Camp Krusty from tip to taint. Anyways, it's still a good piece. Even covers Conan O'Brien Can't Stop. And it covers who Conan is as an auteur, an artist, where he stays up till 2 a.m. Flipping channels, not able to sleep, talking about how he's waiting for reviews of Conan O'Brien Must Go. Anyway, I think it's a good piece. Check it out. Listen, if you like what you heard here, head to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where you can see me talk to famous people sometimes. You can also watch a video version of this podcast over there on youtube.com/cpluscomedy. You can watch video versions of the other shows, LinkedIn Logs, which is a jobs podcast, and The Constitutionals, which is the entertainment business news podcast. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at cpluscomedy. Follow me on those platforms at Chad Black White. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.